If I had 15 seconds in an elevator with an Etsy seller who is stuck at $1,000 a month, this is what I would tell them. Pick this customer, build this product mix, and then scale in this order. Last year in January, I sat in a room with 100 Etsy sellers at our first ever Ultimate Etsy Summit. People flew in from across the country and even outside of the country to figure out how to increase their sales. And the best part about this was doing these breakout sessions, and we could break down exactly what was standing between them and their financial goals. And here's what shocked me. The sellers who were stuck in almost the exact same places. And the pattern that I see is that Etsy sellers build from the product up. They might find a bestseller on Etsy. They might think, okay, if this makes $10,000 a month, I can make $10,000 a month. And so the shops that break $80,000 a month, they do the opposite. They build from the customer down. And the good news is it's really just about changing the sequence in what you're already doing. Everyone asks me over and over and over, can I make money with this? If I sell this, will it do well? It doesn't really matter what the product is if there's not a profitable customer for it. The key here is we need to pick the customer and not the niche. When it comes to selling on a marketplace like Etsy, niches lead to low lifetime value and chasing transactions. Choosing customers have the opposite effect. Instead of chasing new transactions every month and not knowing where your revenue is going to come from or who it's going to come from, you know that you acquire customers and then you keep selling them more stuff. The reason that you might be stuck at $1,000 a month, it's not your exact products that are keeping you stuck. It's really the foundation of who you're selling to. But a niche does not guarantee anything about the person buying it. So where are these people already spending? Look at shops that rarely have things on sale. Anthropology, Restoration Hardware, Pottery Barn, Sephora, Whole Foods, Peloton. And then, and this is the part that almost nobody does, you want to serve that customer, that same customer, for at least 4 to 7 years of their life. And you're not selling them one thing. You become their shop for stage after stage after stage. Here's what it looks like in practice. I'll give you my example. I started with wedding. I'm serving that customer in one area of their life, hopefully one time. And then we look, okay, what happens in the 4 to 7 years around that time? Well, first, they had to have an engagement party. Then they had a bachelorette party. Then they had a bridal shower. Okay, and then they had the wedding. Okay, then what happened? Well, maybe they bought a new home. That's common. Oh, housewarming, home decor. Then what happens next? Baby. So we're looking at pregnancy announcements, then gender reveals, newborn photo props, first birthday, second birthday, third birthday, fourth birthday, fifth birthday. Now they're in school, teacher gifts. They have grandparents, grandparent things. Now they're in sports. Now we have coach gifts, team gifts. They have birthday, party favors. And then we have anniversaries. Grandparents are retiring, retirement. And then we have memorial, right? People are dying, people are passing away. That is how we have one customer and then years and years and years of purchases. When you look at your shop in that way, you drive up the lifetime value of that customer. Instead of finding a new customer every month who's getting married to sell that wedding thing too. Honestly, this is how a shop with 30 core products can turn into 300 listings, thousands and thousands of search placements. At the Ultimate Etsy Summit, we had one seller, Anastasia, who the month of July, she did $900 a month to then over $21,000 the next month. Then she crossed a $600,000 a year.
I fell into a YouTube trap. One day I just came across Dylan's video, like it snapped. I knew right away that I need to get into this coaching. We started with stickers and we did HTV things and POD things and we did digital things. I crossed over that fear of employees and hiring. We have 2 VAs right now, one and 2, I call them physical people because they physically come into our studio and do things. As soon as you get people helping you, you become more free. Like Etsy is kind of like this huge rock inside you and on top of you, but then it gets, smaller and smaller as you start to, delegating.
Now, let's say you nail the customer. You're not going to get to 1,000 orders on Etsy by uploading 100 t-shirts or 100 mugs. Having a high number of listings of kind of the same thing, it doesn't exactly move you forward. You have, let's say, 30 core products in your shop, and then you are repositioning each one into 10 different listings, different angles, different occasions, different recipients. And so 30 listings, 30 products, core products can become 300 listings. And then each listing needs to have 8 unique long tail keywords. So that means now you're showing up under over 2,400 different search results. That is reach that you build on purpose with intention. But the engine of the whole thing, how do you really get the momentum and the speed going? It's front loading with a loss leader, and not just one, but multiple. A loss leader is a full listing. It's low price, under $20, low margin. You're not going to lose money on it, but it has to have mass appeal. So it's not a holiday product, and it's genuinely high quality. So it's going to get great reviews. And it's not highly customized, not made to order. It's something that is simple. The goal is to get 20 orders per day. Amazing reviews. Get that bestseller badge so that it ranks at the top of search and pulls up everything else in your shop higher in search. This matters because as you scale, you need the order count and the revenue to go up together. And that's exactly how sellers in our program have hit 100 orders in their first month. And then some of them have scaled to 250 orders per day within 10 months. And one more thing, early on, you have to force that first wave of traffic. And I don't mean asking your mom to buy something. I mean, you're putting your product in front of warm leads who already love this kind of thing. And that's what we do on social. So in the first month, conversion climbs really fast and sales climb fast when you use things like Facebook and Pinterest. It's like putting gasoline on the fire, especially in the first month. So you've got the customer right and the product mix right, but there's still one thing missing. And this is, how do you actually scale? And scaling, it's such a buzzword. I want to scale my business. I want to scale. Scaling is really about getting to different gates, right? And each kind of gate is where you alleviate a new constraint that's come up in the business. I would say that first milestone is probably about $15,000 a month in profit. And at that point, if you haven't started outsourcing anything yet, it's a good idea to start outsourcing if you want to. I've waited longer, but then I've had some students outsource sooner. It really just depends on what else you have going on and how much time you want to put into Etsy. You can start with the easiest thing, packaging. If you have digital, maybe it is customer service, creating listings, creating mock-ups or photos, and then maybe it's production. Maybe it's fulfilling orders and adding personalization to your print-on-demand orders. You basically start buying back your time at this $15K profit per month threshold. The second milestone is that $40,000 to $50,000 a month milestone, and that's profit, okay? So after your overhead, labor, and this is when we should definitely be opening up to new channels if you want to scale beyond that. So maybe it's Amazon, maybe it's Shopify, maybe it's Faire, maybe it's wholesale, maybe it's your own retail storefront or pop-ups. Now, it might not be putting your entire product mix on those different channels, but every channel has, I would say, certain products that should be on those channels and some products not put on those channels. And at this stage, you're building the brand. Maybe you're hiring for content, setting up an affiliate program or brand ambassadors. And instead of just being like the maker, you can move into being more the visionary. So trend spotting, sourcing, product development, pricing strategy. We had someone who scaled from 250 orders to 25,000 orders in a year. Her husband lost his job. Then they ran their shop together full time. We also had someone who reinvented her shop more than once. She didn't quit. She had her third baby, and then right after pulled in a $30,000 month. And these people, they're not unicorns, right? They're people just like you who just implemented the right actions in the right order and refused to stop. That is your roadmap. Customer first, and then your product mix after the customer. Front load with loss leaders, and then we're gonna scale. Start outsourcing at that $15K profit a month, and then opening some other channels at that $40,000 to $50K profit per month. And if you get those things in order, getting to $80,000 isn't just like this far-fetched idea. Now, I have some videos on different types of Etsy customers to target, but if you wanna learn more about this customer first approach, I would invite you to my next free training. I do these deep dive trainings that are free, and we have about 200 seats at each one. So if you want a seat at one of those trainings, love to invite you to that. You can save your seat just by clicking on the link and registering for free. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you like this type of content, and I hope to see you in my next free class. It's very interactive. I'll give you free stuff for coming. It's a really good time. Okay, I'll see you guys there.